Hello. Welcome back, everyone, to Straight Talk No BS. Tonight, we are having a second part of a discussion that weighs very heavy on all of us. Tonight, this will be a part two of racism. My bad, I'm Taz, aka Francis, co-host Tanya, Jay, and Cynthia. I done got excited and went on into it.
Girl, let's go. Let's talk.
Listen, hey, before we get started, somebody is dying to say hello to you, ladies. He was on his way to his room, and he said, "Tell them I said hi." I said, "No, you can tell him yourself you said hi." So come on. He wants to say hi before we get started.
Hey, man. No, look at Kate.
Baby.
Oh, man had to get his little time in.
Yeah, he's something else. Okay, so back to a discussion that we had, which was like actually one of our first show. I believe it was like our second show that we had when we spoke about the racism going on. And here lately, man. So we've had over in Portland, we've had a young man by the name of Jacob Blake, who was shot in the back. Was it 7 times, I do believe, or 7? And then the part that gets me is the fact that, for one, it's in front of his children. One, we always told, and it's by law, if they are walking away from you, and they teach you this in CJ classes, if the person is walking away from you, they are no longer a threat to you. So how was this man a threat if his back was turned?
That's the thing that I don't understand, because I mean, your back is. Last time
it don't make no sense. And I mean, what if they was coming to arrest him for what they say they was arresting him for, a sexual assault, which we don't even know to be true. He could have been blamed for it because somebody could have been mad. You know how women tend to get. They got pissed off. He don't want to be with her. So now she want to claim sexual assault. Whatever the case may be. The point of the matter is they didn't allow this man to call nobody to come get his kids. It seems that he was headed back to his vehicle where his kids were at. So why not pull the taser before the gun?
Was he at his house? His house?
Yes, he was at his house. A lot of people might get upset with me because in the video, he should have followed commands. That's what I feel like, because it looked like he was bending down to get a weapon. Not saying that they were justified in shooting this man and killing, but shooting this man. But and that he should have followed the commands that they gave, because he was bending down. And I feel like on both sides, they were wrong. I feel like the officer should have shot him in the leg, or either tried to pepper spray him or something different, instead of shooting this man in the back.
Yeah, I would say, but here's the thing. Okay, after the shooting, was there a weapon found?
I believe they said
on his behalf,
or of the car.
I believe they said it was a knife.
Okay, taser. Can everybody spell taser for me? Can somebody please?
And now
they said that they
tased this man twice.
Okay, but the video that they show, do it show them tasing him, or do it show them shooting him?
See, the video, I don't believe the video clips that I've seen. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know if there's out there that shows any of the tasers, but in the news feeds or you know, in some of the reports, it's twice they attempted to tase him.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. It's funny to me how when their necks are on the line, all of a sudden they want to include a whole lot of stuff that probably didn't even happen in order to save their skin. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing how all of a sudden, for 1 minute, you hear this story that he was shot 7 times in the back. All of a sudden, now you're hearing everything else.
And that's what I don't appreciate it, because someone's past does not give anybody the right at that moment during that time of an arrest to be shot that excessively.
That's exactly what it says.
And I,
you know, but that's what they do. As soon as somebody, well, as soon as they're at fault, they want to bring up the past. Oh, you know, he did this, or he had sexual assault and all this. It doesn't matter what a person had. Again,
right.
That really upsets me. It's just a way to excuse their ignorance.
Yeah, yeah, because making them seem more worse than what they really are. Everybody has a past. I don't care who you are. Everybody has a past. So for them to use a person's past to, like you say, Jay, to justify killing them or harming them, that's ridiculous.
Do y'all think the media has something? I think the media has a lot to do with that part. I really do, as far as like
the media,
painting somebody to be a certain character.
Okay, the media always has a lot to do with everything that goes on. The media will take one story and spin it 50,000 different ways for that situation to seem worse than what it is. The other thing that kind of got to me was that the fact that, okay, he's now paralyzed. They still had this man handcuffed to a hospital bed. Where is he going?
So that part there.
Wait, hold on. I want to know, where is he going? Is he going to roll out of bed? He going to drag himself? Where is he going to go?
That is like insult to injury.
That's it. That's just another form of disrespect, and they love doing that.
Like, I don't get it. What is he going to do? Who is he going to harm? He's paralyzed. He ain't going nowhere.
That's just like I said, insult to injury, a big slap in the face. If that's not just another form of obvious ridiculousness, because that's what I call this stuff, ridiculous. This is ridiculous that we're still having to go. This is how many people? I mean, and what is it gonna take for people
on the cool,
everywhere to realize this?
On the cool, it really don't even matter how many people it is. It's the point that is going on and it needs to stop. You know what I'm saying? You sitting up here, you disliking or you scared of a race because of the color of their skin. What you fail to realize is y'all come from us anyway. So you know what I'm saying?
How are y'all feeling about the cop who shot him?
Well, before we get into that, I wanted to hear Cynthia's take on what we've been talking about before we answer that.
I was letting y'all speak because for me, with the children in the car, it's very emotional for me. I don't care what his charges were before. Like you said, he was tried and judged by being shot in the back. Now, for whatever reason, say they did try to tase him and it didn't work. And they had to shoot him. No excuse can be given to why you shot an unarmed man 7 times in the back in front of his children. That is our future generation who they have scarred because they watched their father be shot in cold blood.
I agree.
And that part to me makes it sensitive to me. And even studying this and reading on it and watching the videos, I could not stop getting emotional because I too have a son. He's my boy. I gave life to him. And even though he's my boy, he's 27 years old. My son is a big man. So I can see an officer who can't take my son down with a taser, who can't wrestle him down to the ground
Yes.
because he's 280, 290, 300 pounds. I don't care how old or how big they are. They have families. They have mothers. And those kids will remember that for years to come. That's truly my concern. Then as I go on to study Blake, like his sister said, this has been going on since the beginning of time. So when you cry out my brother's name, he's not just my brother. He's my father. He's my uncle. He's my cousin. So many Black lives has been lost at the hands of law enforcement to where it's just not understandable. You can't bring a life back. Even if they settle with the family, no amount of money you give a family
That's it,
is going to bring that loved one back.
I think that's how the judicial system thinks a lot of times, that, you know, if
we just compensate them, then they'll be okay.
No, that's not the point. That the point is lost.
Like I said, that's what helps them to go to bed at night, living in that ignorance, thinking that it's okay. I tell you what, something got to be done, because I'm tired of seeing our Black brothers and sisters every day on the news getting their lives taken for nothing.
And I like your entry to the show. Another form of slavery is imprisonment.
That's
now,
right.
don't get me wrong. If you do the crime, you need to do the time. But I have people in my own family that has gotten slapped in the face to where they probably wish they could turn around. I have a cousin that got 18 years for outrunning the law. I have another cousin that got 50 years for outrunning the law. Not because they shot somebody, not because they robbed somebody, not because they raped somebody, just because that officer behind them couldn't catch up with them. So the town that they went to trial in is going to make an example out of that Black life.
Yep.
That's just another stem of racism.
Like legal slavery. Legal slavery.
Yeah,
take your voice to vote, you know, because many white folks, excuse me, but Caucasian, they say, well, if y'all want to make a change, then why don't you vote? Y'all we can't vote. You putting stuff on our records to take our voice away.
I don't know.
You putting us in the prison system for decades, giving us life sentences. But the other Caucasian people who do the same crime, they're getting a less charge. They're getting probation. While we sit, our young brothers and sisters sitting in there for life. And that's what's wrong with a lot of Caucasian people too. They think just because you're sitting there with a uniform that you're a law-abiding citizen. Like policemen who are in a uniform, like they can't commit a crime. Like they're not of the human flesh. Go ahead, Francis. I can't hear you, honey. I can't hear you. Hold on 1 second. Did you say something? Oh my. Nay, what was you saying?
I just don't understand the whole process in itself. It doesn't make sense to me. How many more lives have to be lost before the human race? I understand that Black lives matter, but at this point, all lives matter. How many lives have to be lost? Because it's life. How many lives have to be lost before enough is enough? You know, because if someone knocks at my door and says, hey, your son has been shot 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and he's paralyzed from the waist down, I'm not going to have any understanding.
Francis, connect your mic if you can hear me.
Slight technical difficulties.
It says that your mic is disconnected.
Say that last thing you said, Cynthia.
I said, if they come to me and tell me that my son has been shot multiple times one time, two times, three times, four times, I'm not going to have any understanding. And God forbid, he's the only son I got. I got one boy and two girls. I'm not, okay, if one of my daughters get done that way, I'm not going to have any understanding.
Which brings me to the part of the protests and stuff that's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's almost as if people try to get the reason why the protest is going on. I mean, the behind the incidents that are happening are serious. You know, the point of stopping something that's so wrong needs to be stressed. I mean, we've tried it. I'm saying we as a culture, we've tried to.
This has been going on for
we've
decades,
tried so many different
centuries.
attempts and ways and strategies of trying to voice this thing is wrong. And so the protest, you know, that's the last form of trying to stand up and make a change. And I mean, a lot of people want to say, well, we shouldn't be protesting. You shouldn't act this way. You shouldn't be acting out. You know, it comes out in the form of vandalism and
what the what? Can you hear me, Cynthia?
I can hear you. Sorry, y'all, for the technical
violence
difficulties.
sometimes.
Yeah.
My question, I can't stand when they start bringing up, oh, they're tearing up buildings, they're destroying properties and all of this. My question to them is, aren't you glad you ain't got to do all of that so you can breathe and so your children can live a happy life?
Yeah.
All of this for our kids just to be able to breathe and walk the street.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. You know how kids put it like this. You know when you tell your child to do something, and they not hearing you, or put it like this. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Yes, we hear you.
Okay. When your child is trying to get your attention, and you know you're busy doing something, they think you're not paying attention, whatever the case may be.
So they do something.
So they do something to get your attention. You see what I'm saying? So speaking has not gotten their attention.
Nope.
How much
more speaking do we need to do? So this is just another form.
They're not listening. So the best way to get their attention, hey, tap this building over here, tap this door over here. Hey, let's get this clothing store over here. I'm not saying that it's right, but it gets their attention. All of a sudden, now they're worried about their businesses. Now they're worried about their homes. They're wondering if somebody's gonna come to their doorstep.
So,
but it's okay for them to come to our doorstep, to even kick in the wrong door when the person that they're looking for is already locked up, and here it is, a 27-year-old woman loses her life, and then you want to charge her boyfriend for attempted murder for shooting your punk behind in the leg. Are you limping? You still walking, ain't you? You still breathing?
You still have your life, don't you?
So therefore, but here's the funny thing. Why do you think the charges was dropped? Because they were in the wrong. They knew they was going to be hit. They knew they probably still are going to get hit with a lawsuit because they had the wrong address. The man that they were looking for was already in jail. So how do you explain that? How do you come to grips with that? What story are you going to spin to make it seem what you did was right?
They try to find a way, which is part of this.
I mean, they're going to find a way. The reason why? Because you got our doctors, our lawyers, the policemen, the government, you got the president, all of them part of the KKK. That's why they wear the hoods, baby. That's why they don't want nobody to see their face. Why? Because we see them every day. We see them on the daily. They walk past us. They come in the stores that we in. You know what I'm saying? They teaching our kids this BS that they know ain't true. They want to teach history. Put everything in history. Put the real stuff in history.
Okay, they ain't gonna do that.
No, why? Because it's gonna make them look like the bad people that they are.
That's why I say it's our job to teach our kids, and not only just our kids, but to teach other cultures about our history.
That's important.
It's very important. Just as well it is. It's important. It's also important for us to learn about other cultures. Their history.
I mean, it's in the books. I mean, that's the main thing they teach. You know, all throughout a school. You know, the histories and stuff of other cultures. But they skip over the
Let me tell you something.
What's important, or they forget to add in hours.
You see what I'm saying? It's a lot in here that they don't add in there. I bet you this whole book they haven't added in there. Not even a week.
You got to say the name of the book, baby. Say the name of the book.
That's 101 things everybody should know about African American history. Mess that up. Forget that. We need to take that middle part out of it. 101 things everybody should know about African history.
And I'm going to say this, and I hope that anybody that's looking is paying attention. We keep saying that they need to teach us as a people, which I truly do believe that it do need to be in schools. But I'm going to go one better. Where we come from Africa, from Ghana, wherever we come from, they didn't wait to be taught. They were self-taught. Stop waiting for a man to teach you something about your own history. Do your own homework. Do your own study. That way, when somebody comes to you and tell you something about your Black history, you already know it. You can't be easily influenced by any race. Not just the white race, but any race. But I say that because I do have young Black adults.
And I'm gonna say this, Cynthia. This the kicker part. You say they were self-taught, right?
Yeah.
Here's the difference between them and those of today. Sadly to say, our young women too busy sitting out here shaking their tail feather, want to be in the club, want to be doing this and that, but instead of being at home with their kids teaching them. You got the guys who running around here with their pants down to their ankles. You know what I'm saying? Not being a father, showing their child. Why? You know what I'm saying? It's time to it's time to reel them back in and start showing them what it's really all about.
It's that way because
you got to know your law.
It's that way because they were programmed that way. We've been programmed that this is the way it's supposed to be. Black lives, it's in the Constitution. Black lives are not important. An animal is more important than a Black life. That is in the Constitution. If you think I'm lying, you gotta look it up. So I go back to, just so we don't get too far off topic. I want to move on to the young man that was walking with the AK-47.
That's what I was going to get to. Yes, him. Yes. The guy. He was supposed. What's his name? Kyle Rittenhouse, I believe. So he supposedly trying to join others to protect businesses from the protesters
that he did not own. He didn't own not one of those businesses, but he's out.
And he was 17 years old. He was 17. You ain't scared of that white boy walking down the street with that gun, but yet you scared of a Black man that's unarmed? Are you serious?
What I don't understand is, why is the standard so twisted? This young man only has a gun walking toward the police. Hands in the air. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's noticeable, beacon on me, see me with my gun. And and the police are coming to a situation that they have reports on that they need to be aware of a shooter. So if you get a report to be on alert for a shooter and you see a person with a gun, why do you not stop them on that general purpose alone? That is an obvious reason to stop them, detain them, ask them questions, something. But no, he walks and is able to make it to his house. He's able to go home. I understand why the standard is so twisted, because if that had been anyone of another color walking with the self-same gun towards the police with their hands in the air, which is supposed to symbolize, hey, don't shoot me, but miraculously they would have been stopped, detained, and shot.
That's how it happened in Dallas when they had the protest. Remember they had that big protest in Dallas where they had a sniper on top of the building that shot those people. Anyway, they detained a lot of people for walking the streets who had guns, and they were Black men.
Okay, I got to backtrack, y'all. I'm sorry, this is my fault. I got to go back to Blake. I watched a video where the head chief gave a speech, I'm gonna say, and one of the people asked him, "Did you watch the video that was shot when he got shot 7 times in the back?" And this chief said on camera, "No, I didn't watch the video." How can you give a press conference about an incident that happened, but yet you didn't take the time to watch the video?
Right.
So when the press asked him, "Don't you think it's something wrong with the fact that you're sitting here telling the media that you didn't watch the video?" And he had a smirk on his face. At that particular time, I got so angry, I dropped my phone. I was like, what type of shit?
You know what, Cynthia, I believe the president, when he gave his little brief press conference, he said something similar, that he hadn't watched the video either.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard about that situation, and you know, it's wrong, or it looks. Yeah. He said something really general, you know, but he hadn't watched the video either. So I find, you know, you're the head of the country, so I'm just like, haven't you? That's something big.
That's another reason for you young Black people to know and listen and learn when us older, wise people tell you that yes, your life matters. So if we in turn say, hey, don't do that, don't post that on social media, don't dress like that, don't dance like that, you know, your life matters to someone else, even if it doesn't matter to the rest of this country. Because how you carry yourself is a dignification of where you come from.
Well,
if you didn't,
I'm gonna tell you, it's sad that we just have to raise our Black young men with a set of rules, a different set of rules than any other race.
Why is that?
Why can't they be equal like everybody else?
They're supposed to.
Send our children out and say, "Hey, when the police stop you, do this. Make sure your hands are on the steering wheel." You know, why do we have a whole list of rules that are different from Caucasian children?
Because they're afraid we're gonna be on top, that we're gonna rise back to the top and we're gonna take control. And that's what we're aiming for, and that's what we're gonna conquer. Let me
yes,
tell you
David.
There was this young man, and I do not know this man's name. If he ever watched this video, I hope he get in touch with us. He has a daughter. I guess the daughter's no more than probably about 7, maybe 8. Honey, blindfolded, know the weight of a bullet in her hand and know what gun it go to. Do you understand me? He got her ready. All these little Caucasians that grow up hunting, why can't we? We were born to hunt.
Look.
Today at work, a van pulled up right in the front of the store. This man got out, and this is my first time ever seeing him. Supposedly he had been to the war. He was out in the parking lot, and he was making gestures like he was shooting a gun. Then he throwing his hand up. He moving all around the parking lot. I asked one of my coworkers. I said, "Man, who is that?" She said, "Girl, this is the second time he done been up here. I'm gonna call the police on him." Honey, he went to his trunk. He didn't get nothing out of it. I thought he was. I was watching. The police was called. My boss called the police. The police came up there. Do you know what they did? Talk to him. They stood in the store for 15 minutes. One officer and this man for 15 minutes. All of a sudden, that whole man, when that man seen that officer, his whole demeanor changed. He was no longer crazy. But had there been a Black man in there hooping and hollering and all that, where do you think he'd have been?
You know, the crazy part about it is, you know, in those same situations, I've seen, you know, the cops called on, you know, someone who is radical, crazy, you know, righteously so. The cops should have been called on them, but somehow or another, before the end of the whole situation is over, not only do they don't go to jail, they don't get a ticket, but they're laughing and being with the cops, which is crazy, because it's never that way with us. Never.
Let me address this too, if you all don't mind. The young man that we was just talking about that was 17 years old, even though Black Lives Matter, the 2 men that were injured trying to wrestle him to the ground, they were not Black, they were white.
Nope, they
So
weren't.
that's why I say lives matter. He severely injured one, and one is dead. And they were two white protesters that was trying to apprehend him for the law. And
Yes.
their lives
Well,
matter.
no. Nobody's saying their lives don't. What people are trying to, actually say is really on the cool. True enough, all lives matter. But how can
That don't
all
matter
lives
until
matter if
Black
black
lives
lives
do.
don't matter?
That's exactly true. All
So,
lives don't matter
so
until Black
they
lives
can say
do.
all day long, all lives matter. Do they really?
No.
Do all lives really matter?
I'm just pointing out the fact that not
Yeah.
all white people or
Oh
Mexican
no.
people or Vietnamese, not everybody is racist, but the few that are in the bunch does make it look bad for that race.
You
It
know what?
does make it look bad for that race. But I like I said, I have a zebra family, baby. It ain't just one. I got white, Mexican, Chinese, Vietnamese. It's running all up and through my blood veins. That's why I had to point that out. The two men that did try to stop that 17-year-old young man, they were white men. One was severely injured and one was killed. That was the only point I was making. Anybody that watched this show, these are just our personal opinions. That don't mean
Yeah.
that we're black people that don't get along with other races. That's not true. I love
No.
all race.
Another thing that I can't stand is when I talk to some of my friends, we get into this debate. They say, well, Judy, more Hispanics and Caucasians have been in gunfights with the police than black men. Why do they always have to say that and bring up those statistics?
Wait,
Yeah,
hold up.
white folks outnumber, but I have to ask them. The real question is, how many of those white men were shot unjustly? Or what? I mean,
Well,
come on.
not only that, I even looked it up, and I was shocked to find that out. They say more white men have been killed by the police. But here's the funny part: they say less black men have, but those are the ones that's only reported that we know of. What about the ones that we don't know of that haven't been reported?
Oh, that's
Yeah, but my question is, then white men they probably deserved it. They deserved it. I mean, they righteously so. I mean, but these black men that are getting gunned down is for a reason. It's for
Yeah.
fleeing the police,
You know.
not getting into a gunfight with the police, but fleeing the
so
police.
when
Yeah.
how much force is excessive or considered excessive? You know what I'm saying? This dude, the Jacob Blake case, you see the guy like walking around the front of his car to the other side, and you see the cop, what's his name, Shesky, him chasing after him or following him. And I'm like, he already has his gun drawn. In the video, you see him with his gun. Why in this situation do you feel this man who I'm assuming now because it's not in the video, or I haven't seen a part of the video where we see the before part, but you don't see him being aggressive towards you, or you don't see him with a weapon in his hand or anything like that that would think that you need to have your gun drawn already. Your gun is drawn. So, I mean, why is it like
Okay.
that? You have already made it up in your mind that you're going to shoot this person probably. You understand what I'm saying? It shouldn't be this. I feel, this is my opinion, that in circumstances, then have your gun drawn. Don't let that be the first thing. You're liable to react with it because you're already up, adrenaline's rushing, whatever the situation is. Because I feel another reason, or I feel another point. We all can make these assumptions about what should do in a situation, but we're not police officers. You know what I'm saying? So that situation is already heightened, right? Don't let the gun already be in your hand. Going to probably use it. I feel like that's one of the main reasons for these shootings. I mean, it's already something in your head that you're going to use a gun to stop or detain someone. It doesn't have to be that way.
I think honestly the reason they do it because they feel disrespected. If I walk away from you and you telling me to stop and I don't,
No, you gonna
you just got disrespected.
But pull your gun because you're
Yeah,
disrespected.
doggone.
Yeah.
Come on.
It
Okay,
gets that
Tanya,
serious.
Blondie.
They take it that
Hold
personal.
on. Blondie, baby, we got to go all the way back. Even though it doesn't make any sense, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. Even back then, if you looked a white man in the eye, it was a sign of disrespect. You looked at a white woman, it's a sign of disrespect. So therefore, they kill you. So what difference does this make?
Nothing's changed.
Nothing has
20th
changed.
century, and nothing has changed from
Nothing has changed. They want
way
people
back.
to think. They want people to think that it has changed. Nothing has actually changed. Everything is done undercover. But they do it because to them, if you don't pay attention, you don't abide by their rules, it's a sign of disrespect. And since they feel so disrespected, guess what? I got the legal right.
Ask questions later.
I got a legal right to put one in your head.
Y'all said history. I'm gonna take y'all all the way back. And trust me, whoever's watching, I'm not a scholar on Black history. I just read when I want to read. But when you say that they're afraid, back in slavery, when the slave disrespected the master and he was a big man, I'm going to try to keep it PG-13, but he had anal sex with that man in front of other slaves to belittle that man, to let the other slaves know that I'm in charge. They would tie him down, they would chain him down and sodomize that man. I say again, people, do your history. If you want to make a change in this world, all you got to do is Google it, because I Google a lot, honey, because I can't spell worth a damn. You hear me? So me and Google are best friends.
Hey, I got one even better for you. I want to knew that Black people owned slaves back in the day. Did y'all know that?
I didn't, not until here recently, and knowing that information it disheartens me.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't like that. I don't like to know that part. I don't like to know that people also profited from slavery. I don't like to know that.
But they did.
But it's a fact. It is truly a fact. And I say that because if the young people would take the time to educate themselves, we are standing on the backs and the shoulders of a lot of African American people, not just the Malcolm X, not just the Martin Luther King, not just the Rosa Parks. It's a lot of Black people, male and female, that gave up their lives so you all could have the freedoms that you have today, and you don't take it and run with it and get the education you need. I'm not saying educate yourself for the white people or any other race. Educate yourself for yourself. That way, when it's time for you to stand up for yourself, you know the law. You know the law. The law can't tell you what the law is if you already know. I don't know all the law, but I know I have rights as a human being.
Like this, Nay. You can know all the laws. You can know all of them. But still, in America, they don't apply to us. Now, you can take some other race and they can sit right in front of that police's face and quote all those laws, and they gonna get that man alone. We can quote it from top to bottom, still going to jail, and still going to do time.
Yes, but
the justice system is not for us, and a lot of people don't understand that unless they experience it. You know,
but you can take pride in doing your.
If you get accused of any crime, you're gonna get convicted of that crime unless you are a famous person, a celebrity, or you got money. If not, do time, regardless if you did the crime or not.
But like I said in the beginning, it's a lot of people in my family, a cousin with 18 years, a cousin with 50 years, a brother who did 23 years, an uncle that has a stint. If they would have took the time, or if my family would have took the time to educate themselves just a little bit in a racist town, to where we could have got the cases moved to another town, maybe they'd have had a better chance. I'm not giving any race.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work with Black people. It just doesn't. You're not gonna beat the case. If they say you did something, you did it.
We have constitutional rights.
The justice system is not for us, Nay.
It wasn't never made for us.
How does the DA?
It's made to go against us.
How does a DA, and most DAs have 100% convict rate?
It's not possible.
It's because it's BS.
And if you look it up. Most DAs and most of the counties have 100% convict rate. So that tells you right there, you don't have a chance. If they say you did it, you did it.
Yeah, and that's the only reason that they have that 100% conviction rate, because it doesn't matter who it is that pay the price, as long as they black, and ain't nobody they don't think anybody's gonna miss them.
I'm just gonna say like this: I gave up 10 years of my life for some shit I didn't do. So that's how I know. Just because I tried to speak up for somebody who wasn't guilty. They wanted me, the state wanted me to take their side. And since I didn't show up as a witness, guess what? They told me, since you didn't show up as a witness and you don't want to take the stand, guess what? We're going to give your ass some time. Luckily, I didn't go to the pen and I got probation.
Yeah, they will.
I gave up 10 years of my life that they cannot give back just because I didn't agree with them. Because I wouldn't tell the lie that they wanted me to tell.
And that comes from all around, all areas.
People look at the uniform and they say, oh, or the badge, and they say, oh, these people are Biden citizens. No, they're not.
Yes, I had that misconception for quite a long time.
I want to say this too while we're talking. I don't know how many people are watching, but the word nigga, negro, nigga, that word can be stemmed to any race, because that means the person that you're calling a negro, nigga, my nigga, you're calling them a damn fool. So any race can be a fool. Just because we're black, that doesn't identify you as a race. So when someone's calling you a nigga, negro, my nigga, they calling themselves a nigga. Because just because my skin is black don't make me a nigga. You a nigga.
You know what? At the end of the show, I got a treat. I got a treat for the whole world. Oh
wait just a minute, friend. William Edwards, he said also the word came from the slave owners making their son mess with their own mothers.
You know what? I'm just gonna look. They might not want to hear behind closed doors. These are some nasty MFs. They nasty. They psychotic. Man, these fools are the devil for real. You can't tell me that you could look somebody dead in their face, go ahead and take their life and sleep peaceful at night.
But they do.
They justify it so they can sleep.
It's like
to do that.
Just like they did George Floyd. What did they do? They brought out his background. Oh, he's a rapist. This pregnant woman, so he doesn't deserve to live. Who y'all to decide who gets to live and who gets to die?
Man, look at here.
Let it be your child that make a mistake and then say we're gonna take their life.
They're gonna go to bat for that child. They're gonna make sure that their child don't see not one inkling of the penitentiary, let alone the jail. And they gonna what's gonna be the first thing? Oh, they got a few problems. They're a little depressed. We got to put them on some medication. They ADHD. Bitch, I can show you ADHD. Hold on, come here. Let me show you something. Real quick. I'm gonna show you what ADHD was for us. Let me tie you to a tree and go and put that whip against your skin. Let me go ahead and get that leather belt. When we used to get beat, come on, let me get that leather belt and put it on your behind and see how you feel. Let me go and get that extension cord, wrap it around you, hang you up by your doggone toes and beat you with a baseball bat. Let me try all that. Everything that you do to us, let us try it to you.
That's why I said, or we've had a discussion, because I feel like, law enforcement, anyone who has to go through the academy and, go to school for all the whatever they go through, all the training and stuff that they have to go through. For instance, I believe you told me that, they have to get tased and pepper sprayed. I feel like shoot them somewhere non-lethal or where you won't die, but shoot them so that how it feels to be shot.
Well,
maybe you'll think twice before pulling your gun.
That ain't gonna happen.
Now, that's not gonna work.
I say shoot them.
Okay, listen, Blondie.
I'm sorry.
You know the man that just got shot in the leg by Breonna Taylor's boyfriend. I guarantee you, soon as he get a chance, he gonna let off ring off another one. Do you understand?
I know
so them feeling that heat does not stop them. It doesn't do anything but make them want to kill more, because why? They feel, once again, they feel disrespected. You see what I'm saying? It's
You
a
know,
sign of disrespect. But I promise you,
I don't understand why the code of ethics that they take.
They take
Well,
they
yeah.
take a oath
You
to
taking
protect
an oath.
and serve the community.
no, protect and serve those who look like them, that live next door to them, that don't have dark skin and nappy hair. That's who they protect and serve. Now, listen, I wish, and I'm gonna get it one day. I don't know when, but I'm gonna get it. And it's gonna be the day that I ain't got nothing to lose. Baby, if I can just get me a 12 gauge with rubber bullets.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We ain't not gonna let you loose like that. No.
Look, all I want to do is hit them in the ass cheek.
Okay, well,
but the thing of it is, to be honest, you know what? One thing that we do have to do, our daughters, our sons, it's like none of us are safe. It's only a matter of time. You know what I'm saying?
really not.
But that Second Amendment, right to bear arms, all they have to do is get your legal documents. Go ahead. So when you do shoot them in the behind, and you come up with your legal document, well, then you know what, that might not even work, because they'll take that and burn it and act like it didn't even exist and race it up out the system.
That just gives them another way to say that you was armed, and that's the reason.
Isn't that dangerous? Yeah. But you know what? But
You know what I mean?
But still, I think if I gotta go, I don't want to go without a fight. You're not finna just come up in mine and kill me just because you think you can. I'm finna let one off too.
You know, the part that gets me, I think, with people that have been
Excuse me, yeah, I'm hungry.
Some of the things that gets me with people who've been shot is that, you know, they are fleeing the scene. They're leaving or resisting what's called resisting arrest. Like the one, was it Aubrey?
Yeah.
He was running or whatever away from people. And what about the other one that ran away?
They were trying to do a
back.
citizen's arrest on Aubrey.
I just feel like people who are running or trying to get away, it's out of fear. We're in fear, and it saddens me that, you know, you still get. I don't know. I guess I don't know how to express what I'm saying, but it's like I feel emotional when I know that someone is anybody, any one of us could be in a situation. Me, I'm trying to think of me. If I was in a situation, because anytime I've ever gotten pulled over, I'm scared shitless. I'm
being
scared.
trapped in.
And it's like, dang, what do I do? Because I know the situation may not turn out well. You know, thank Jesus. I've only gotten tickets, okay? But I'm just, a lot of us don't.
Oh, can I say something? Friend, this is the thing. Tanya, she's like the exception for Black people. She's the exception. Yes, you are. Because she can get stopped by the police and they're going to let her go on. Oh, go ahead, go. Let it be me. Just my expression, my facial expression alone, they get intimidated.
And then you get, not only that, you also got to think about this. Listen to the voice.
Oh, I don't like
the voice. Hold on. Very proper. Very ghetto. At least
ghetto.
Listen to what I just said.
No, we're gonna change.
No. Listen. When they hear her voice, they hear proper. What do they hear when they hear mine? Ghetto. Just like they hear when they hear
saying
mine.
That's what comes to their ear, maybe.
Does it come to your ear?
No, but that's because we know you. That's a whole different thing. But to them, that's just like even with me speaking. What hell, y'all already consider me, oh, you just mean. They automatically assume I'm aggressive because of my tone. But because of how I speak, if you speak like they speak, you speak very proper, and you actually pronounce your words all the way through, yes, you're gonna get a pass.
Well, I'm gonna say the last time I did get a pass, I was going like 30, 35 and a 30. And I got a pass because they figured out, oh, she's in the medical field. She has on her scrubs and she has a stethoscope around her neck. So we're gonna let her go. Oh, so you're just getting out for work? Man, what you stopped me for? Oh, you going a little bit fast, but it's okay. Go ahead and go home and get you some rest.
Ain't it funny? We have to be wearing a certain attire.
Yeah.
But in the same sense about the attire, I don't understand. Whew, for the life of me.
It shouldn't give anybody a particular pass just because of how you speak or how you
No.
what your facial expression is or isn't. Because the last time, one of the situations that we just got into recently, I responded in a way. We were trying to go get some food, and this we were disrespected in the drive-through. Well, I should say Judy was, because she was given the order, and the girl she was real smart, real disrespectful, and ugly, nasty. And Judy was like, "I'm going to tell her about this. I'm trying to teach her." Because she's young or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So youngster, I'm finna teach her a little something, some manners, you know what I'm saying? And not in an aggressive way or, not in a threatening way.
I was just gonna get out and tell her I was a secret shopper. Just to,
scare her up a little bit
and let her know. You never know who you're talking to.
So we pull around, here's the drive-through lane, and here we are on the other side of it. And ordinarily, should I say, a person should be able to get out, say what they're going to say, have communication, you know what I'm saying? Because that's all it was communication. But instead, I feel because of some of our past situations where the police have taken Judy in a negative way, not because she's speaking ghetto, not because she's speaking aggressively, because of her facial expression. You understand what I'm saying? Last time I checked, it's not illegal to look a type of way. But my instinct then in this moment when we were in that drive-through was, let's hurry up and leave, because I already know somebody's going to call the cops. The cops get called out here. Something negative is going to happen. She's going to go to jail, because that's what's always happened. And I don't understand that. That's a standard for a lot of people. Why do we have to drive? Anytime we're driving down the highway, a cop, if you see one on the side or one of them's behind you, you instantly get this tense, nervous feeling. You bust out and sweat. You know what I'm saying? You go to looking into thinking. I always start praying, Jesus, Lord, Jesus, in your name, Lord, protect us, Lord. I go through this whole ritual. I just, I hate that. I don't like it. And, getting free passes because of the way you speak or something. No, that it shouldn't be it's one set way. The law should be one way, black and white, straight. It should be one way and apply to everyone.
It should, but it's not, and that's the.
So why do y'all feel it's not? I want to know. Why.
Here's the thing: the reason that it's not, we don't know, because they don't like us. But here's the thing: us constantly talking about it ain't gonna change it. So what we gonna do?
Protest about it, burn some stuff up, tear some things down.
What solutions do y'all have to solve the problem?
I think people should stop saying, I don't see a color. I don't see color.
And
you might as well get ready, because they're gonna always say that.
Out of respect for my son, and I didn't think twice about it, my son ordered a camera off of Amazon, and he had to buy his own SIM cord. But because of what you just said, Tanya, Mama, I might can't change the world, but I can change my history. Mm-hmm. Every time he go through a drive-through, every time he's at the red light, every time he's near a cop, and his uncle. That's why I said we're not racist and all cops are not bad cops. That's why I keep reiterating that. His uncle is a Dallas police officer, and every time my son get pulled over, he instructs his nephew. Just like they give you a ticket, you have the right to ask for the badge number, the name of the officer that gave you the badge number, the precinct that the officer worked out of. That is your God-given right. So his uncle, who is a Dallas police officer, told him, nephew, get that camera. Put that camera in your car. So what can we do to change it? We run around here buying these Jordans.
I just asked that question, but really I have an idea in my head of what to do, and I will be getting with some more people on a solution on how to fix this problem. I will.
You know what? This the crazy thing, Cynthia. Listen to what you just told us. Listen to what you just told us.
Yeah.
Now, if his uncle tells him to get a camera, that speaks volumes. You're a police officer, and you telling them because you already know. You already know what goes on. You already know what's likely to go on. You know why.
Can I ask a question? Can we always blame the police officer? I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real. Some people, they need to follow the commands of the officer. Follow the commands. You know what I'm saying? Don't make it so.
Well, you got some that have and still end up not in that situation.
You're right.
Breonna Taylor wasn't breaking no law. She was in her home.
So which one do you do? You want me to respect you, but then you want to be able to disrespect me. You want me to abide by the law, and when I do, I still get shot down. So what is it that can be done, even if I follow the rules versus if I don't? So no matter which way, which direction I go, I'm still up shit creek.
That's why they're fighting for police reform, because it has to start somewhere in there.
It has to start. You know what I'm saying?
Breonna Taylor was.
Well, we can't say that they didn't receive training. They received training. It's just that they still want to do what they want to do. You heard about the 2 cops who were in like a cult. They were like getting together talking about what black people they done shot and killed already. And they were celebrating. Yeah, I done got them. You know,
Breonna Taylor was
police.
Breonna Taylor was at home and she still got killed. She was in her house behind closed doors.
You know, and that's sad because you can't even be at the house doing you, and you know, go ahead, Cynthia.
I want to fast forward to Lafayette, Louisiana. I didn't get the young man's name because I was too busy crying about the other shows that I seen. This young man was at a Kay's gas station, and he left Kay's gas station to go to Shell's gas station, and a young lady and a group of her friends saw him running, and they knew he was going to get shot. They knew he was going to get shot, and they tased him several times, but the tase didn't matter to this young man. It didn't faze him. So, you know, that African American skin, when they say black don't crack, that tase didn't help him. I just had to put that out there comically. But with that being said, when he made it to Shell's gas station and he went, I guess, I'm assuming, to open the door at that Shell's gas station, leaving Kay's gas station, they shot that young man 10 times. And he
11,
had a weapon.
11 times.
He had a knife in his hand, and they followed him without pursuit. So they had time to get him down, but they waited until he made it to this gas station to shoot him down in his back 10 times. And he too died. Now, due to the little girl that filmed the incident, even though she didn't get the actual shooting on camera, I found another video when we was watching it on Saturday. We just seen it when she filmed it from the door, but I watched it from him coming from the Kay's gas station leading to the Shells. So they did tase him several times. He did have a weapon, but they did kill him. They overkilled. They shot this young man 10 times.
Now, what do y'all think? Because we do not know. This particular one, we can't say. I can't say it's police overkill or what's the looking for? I'm sorry.
Anytime you shoot that somebody that many times, that is an overkill.
That is probably. I'm not saying
that's excessive.
It's bad when they keep giving these police officers probable cause.
Yeah,
probable cause. You sitting there with a weapon in your hand, and they're telling you to drop this weapon.
Okay, check this out.
Drop the damn weapon.
Hold on. They had a man with a knife. I cannot recall where it was at, but he was sitting up there, kept walking towards the officer. The officer back up, walk around the car. He following the officer. Put the knife down, drop the knife. This officer told this man to drop that knife at least probably about 20 times. And you steady backing up. You ain't shot this man yet.
I saw that
same
video.
He done got close enough to you to go ahead and slice your throat.
He was in that cop's personal space. He was a white man. I saw that video today too.
So
what happened?
He finally got shot. I don't know if he died, but he finally got shot. But how many
he finally got shot, but he was in.
It was the point of the matter. How many times did this officer have to tell this man, drop the knife, back up? First of all, homeboy, you crazy. You ain't finna keep walking. You not even finna walk up on me with no blade. It's not gonna happen.
Tanya, look, he was this close. Tanya, look, he was this close. He was close.
He was, and I'm telling you, she just backing up, talking about drop the knife. Girl, if you don't look, act like he a black dude.
I think change is gonna happen when police are held accountable.
When wait, hold on. And the only way they can be held accountable, baby, is when they stop being the Ku Klux Klan. And when do you think that's gonna stop?
Something has, we have.
Yes.
I think Cynthia was mentioning the Zimmerman case.
But I'm asking, when do you think you're not answering my question? When do you think that's gonna happen?
I don't know. I don't know a way to start having people be held accountable. I mean, that's the only way until that point right there is tackled, nothing will change.
My solution is
until you get the KKK off the bench from being the prosecutor to being the chief of police officers, your doctors, your teachers, all of that. Until you get them up out of there.
Systemic money. That's what that
boils
down to.
I guess we're gonna have to get like them then. Hey, create another Black Panther Party.
I mean, pretty much.
I mean,
all the protesting,
I mean, because they got the Ku Klux Klan. Why can't we have the Black Panther Party?
I'm gonna ask that question. I'm glad you said that, Francis. It's 8:30 and we ain't got nothing, going on. But I watched David Banner, and you said bring the Black Panther Party back. Out of all four of us that's on this talk show, if the Black Panther Party came to Dallas, Ennis, and out there where you are, Francis, would you join?
Oh yeah, baby.
Would you stand up for what you believe in? Would you leave that job? Would you leave your post? Would you leave your family to stand up for another family? And I'm only quoting. I'm not saying that I thought about this myself. It's just that when I watch David Banner, he moved me to tears yet again.
Yeah.
We give too much power to congressmen, the House, the Senate, the president, the doctors, the lawyers, the judges. We give them that power as the human race because we don't take the time to sit down and vote and research on the people that we are putting in these offices. David Banner said, and he said he's been saying since the Trayvon Martin case, and I'm quoting him. I got the video on my page if you don't believe me. He said since the Trayvon Martin case, and that was years ago, you can only deal with one case at a time. Once you win that case, move to the next case. Once you win that case, move to the next case, because they're going to get tired of the African community winning. But when you're trying to run too many races, the races are not going to be won. And then he said, y'all looking at the NBA, the NFL, and the baseball, okay, it's going to hurt them white people pocket that way. But us as civilians, are we willing to stand up and walk off our jobs? Are we willing to stand up and walk away from our comfort to stand up for what we believe in?
Because that's what happened during the civil rights movement. Everybody, no matter what job, whatever investment, family, this, that,
walk away and help each other.
That's right. If you were protesting and say, for instance, we don't have gas to get from point A to point B, let somebody else that's in the same movement say, I got you, like that, so we can continue on our way, because it's going to numbers power everybody. Everybody has to stand for it.
But here's the thing about that. We got to stop. The first thing we got to do before we can even get there, stop competing with one another.
Yeah.
Quit feeling like because this one over here got rims on their car, I want theirs, so I'm gonna go jack them, or we got to do even better. Let's get some twice this big. You know what I'm saying? We gotta quit. We got to stand together and stop going against each other. We got the whole world against us already.
I don't know, Francis.
So we have to stop going against each other, huh?
I don't know, Francis. I did that just a little comical joke, y'all. Not seriously. I'm blessed. But I had the Red Cross. Hell, I had 13, 14 people in a 3-bedroom house. I was helping so many damn people, they forgot to help me.
But see,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but what you're saying is true, though. I mean, you got to stop and think about it. Those are questions to really ask. You know what I'm saying? Those are questions to really ask it oneself. But like I said, before we can even get to that point of making that decision, first we got to come together as a people. We have to come together and stop going against each other in order to get to that point to where we can say, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to stand together. This is what we're going up against, and this is how we're going to fight it.
A lot
Yep.
of people don't believe, a lot of Black people don't believe voting is going to change anything.
It's not going to change anything.
They don't.
I don't
They've
believe they
been
will.
shown over and over again. I remember one year, what year was this? Goodness, I went to vote. And then
That's why I said they locking so many people up. They're taking our voices away.
true.
I don't think it's enough to even for our votes to even matter.
There is. There still is. There's still hope for that.
I don't believe.
People have to stop thinking, oh, well, it's not going to work anyway, so why go out? It won't work. And it's almost like, you won't win the lottery if you don't play. You know what I'm saying? You have to.
What is Lakeisha talking about? She talking about you failed me.
When I said I had the whole neighborhood staying at my house, that's family. She knows. I had the whole Red Cross. We ate a whole lot of chicken in that era.
That's all right. How about that?
So I agree with that. I think that all the Black folks, that's what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? Because we're the one America going. We're really the essential workers. So walk away from those jobs. They don't want to do those jobs.
Not just Black people, but other brown.
And that's another thing that I laugh at all the time. They're talking about send these people back to their country. For what? Are you going to do their jobs? Hell no.
Will not.
No, wait, not only, you know what? Not only that, and they keep saying, go back to Africa. And I be wanting to tell them, man, I was born in Big Spring, Texas. Now, how you gonna send me back somewhere I didn't even come from? My ancestors came from there, but where I was born at was right here. And what I want the whole world to know, whether they want to believe it or not, the whole world is African. They don't want to believe it.
The pigment color in your skin. The pigment color in your skin. Yes, ma'am.
And the only thing is the Black woman is the only woman that carries the Eve gene that can create a child of all shades.
In any race. Go ahead now. I'm working my head. That African back.
I have a question, y'all. Oh, go ahead, friend. Go ahead.
But the thing of it is the sooner that they know this, they just don't want to admit it, for fear that they will be conquered and be at the bottom of the totem pole. But they do say history repeats itself.
It always does.
I'm gonna get off David Banner, but like he said, us as a human race, as the African American, not Black, but African American, we need to take a stand, just like Martin Luther King, just like Malcolm X, just like Rosa Parks. We need to take the time to take this time seriously, because this moment that we're in right now, even though it's a struggle and it's a fight and we're losing lives, we may not get this moment again for another 100 years. So don't let this chance fly by and you lose time to speak up for you, your family, and the next individual. I got to say that, and I don't know if David Banner will ever see this, but brother, I follow you from the rap to the whatever. I follow you. I stand with you. You want me on your bandwagon? Sign me up.
I understand that. I had a question. Do you think that I don't know, but how about, are all the people that have been killed, all of the Black people that have been shot or whatever by police, were all the police white?
Are they what?
Were they white?
The ones that we know of?
Yeah.
Actually, no. There was a young man by the name of, I want to say his name was Sean. Anyway, he was doing a Facebook post as he was in the car. And the police was chasing him. He gets out and he takes off, and they actually shot him in the back. Not only did they shot him, they went and stood over this young man and shot him, even shot his eyes out.
Who did that?
And it was
one of them supposedly, that from what I hear, one of them was a Black police officer. And he, if I'm not mistaken, they said he was the one that said Guess he'll have a closed casket.
Horrible, horrible, horrible.
Did y'all see that video on Facebook? And again, y'all, this is our personal opinion, so no disrespect toward any race, creed, or color. But did y'all see the video? This was a month or so back, where a black teenager was being stopped by a black officer, and the black officer, who was up in age, so he was a middle-aged black officer, he put his hand around that young teenager's neck, and someone caught that on video as well. He
Shut
was a
up.
black. He had that young man up around his neck. And God forgive me, I said, if that had been my son, baby, they would have gave me the needle to the arm, because that officer, black and all, he'd have had to get it. He'd have had to get it, baby, because now you saying not only does my son life not matter, but his race doesn't matter, and you're the same color as he is. So how is he supposed to stand up for himself when his own kind is holding him down? Now I don't know what the young black man did for the officer to even approach him. I didn't go into details like that, but just looking at that picture, I ain't gonna say it made me mad. It pissed me the hell off, and that's PG-13 talking in my language.
I want to say something that Judy touched on earlier. When Judy said, what gets her is the fact that as soon as one of our own get killed, the first thing they want to do, because they don't have nothing at the time, the first thing they want to do is bring up their past.
What was the black person doing before while they got arrested?
And I say this: what difference does his past make? To me, it don't make a difference. What was he doing at that particular time that led for his life to be taken? Right? Hold on, baby. And somebody said, and I will not say no names, but somebody told me that they disliked George Floyd because of, what he did. And I had to ask the question, did you dislike him or his actions? Because those are two different things. Him as a person is totally different than the actions that he was going to. He went down the wrong path. His actions, what he was led to do, the actions that he took, you know what I'm saying? The road that he took, that was unfortunate. But who is he as a person? You know what I'm saying?
You right, Francis. And I'm gonna say this. My cousin just wrote in and she said, God is bigger than all this. Cause yes, the higher being is bigger than all this, and I'm a Christian and I stand 10 toes down. But when it comes to my kids, I'm gonna lay that Bible down and pick up something else and knock you the hell out. Then I'm gonna go back to the Holy Bible and God, please forgive me, Lord. I had to do what I had to do, Jesus. I'm sorry.
Say, Cynthia. Hey,
Yeah,
when we get ready to have to step out of line, I want you to pray this prayer, okay? Whenever that time comes, I want you to pray this prayer. And the prayer is, Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. But I need you to forgive me for the things that I'm about to do.
Amen. Okay. I know y'all tired of us being comical. I just had to put that out there. When it comes to my three, our justice is blind. I can't see. I think
a lot of people though.
And I think that's also why we tend to, at this point, still trying to protect the children. You know what I'm saying?
Lakeisha.
You still try your best to protect them, because I'm not gonna lie, I am terrified of my kids moving out the house. And my son is fixing to be 26 and my daughter is 22. I am terrified as HE double hockey sticks for my babies to move out. I got a 7-year-old. One day he gonna want to move out. I'm scared for him to move out. Hell, I was scared for him to go back to
get out. No, Francis, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Stop the damn press. I want all mine out. No, ma'am. Judy, I know this off topic, but she says she's scared. I ain't never scared. Baby, get out. Get out.
But I ain't never scared.
There comes the point.
Ain't never scared.
Girl, let me tell you something. I'm so paranoid, so scared that if my son leave the house and he ain't saying nothing to me, girl, I'm texting and calling his phone. Hey, where you at? Oh, okay. Well, hey, be careful. Love you. My daughter leave and go to work. You make it to work yet? I know I get on their nerves, but I don't care. I don't. I really don't. I love my babies. Can't. I'm scared. This world is too. This world is too much, man. This world is entirely too much.
Hey,
What are you laughing at, Judy?
Oh, I wasn't laughing. I just had my mouth covered up.
We only got a few minutes left, y'all, but I just want to say this, and this is something that my father taught me, and he truly
Lakeisha
spoke.
say, "Heck no, get out."
get out quick.
This is something that my father taught me, and he spoke Ebonic language. He ain't know nothing about no damn education. He spoke Ebonic language. He said, and I quote in the words of Kenneth Beasley, God rest his soul, 2 things. Us as the black race, stay ready to keep from getting ready, stay 10 toes down, and stay focused. And why the hell are you waiting on someone to do something for you that you can do for your goddamn self?
Yes.
Can't complain about what another person's not doing if you're not willing to do it for yourself.
So
And
in
that's
this
something that I stand by every day.
all right, so that is a solution. People need to be willing to get out and do whatever is necessary, whatever it's going to take to possibly make this change happen.
Yeah.
It's going to start with getting out there and voting, because at the top, we already know with the government, that part has to change. Things start at the top and trickle down. So you have to start changing that top part, and then everything else in between.
Right,
But you know, I got people saying that we're angry. Oh, y'all are just angry. Black Lives Matter. We're not angry. We're just a strong culture that we won't change.
I mean, and that's it. We're not
until we get that change. We ain't gonna buckle, baby.
This isn't happening to anybody else anyway.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if we were angry, if we were what they say is angry, their definition of angry, do you know how much mess will be tore up?
Thank you. How many people will
do you understand? We're not,
okay.
And that's the thing. And when we speak, because we have this strong tone of voice, to them it's anger. To them it's, you know what I'm saying? We're violent. That's not it. You're just not listening. You listening to what you want to hear. And because I say the same thing you say, but I got a more stern voice, all of a sudden I'm angry.
We don't want retaliation. Be thankful we do not want to retaliate.
No, we don't want it.
You know what I'm saying? We just want justice. We want
equality.
We want what's due to us, just like the very next. And when I say us, it's not just Black people. You know, there are other nationalities that are being unjustly treated. It's just give us what's right. Do what's right. Just because we look differently, there's not, and this is the thing I don't get, because a lot of people, I'm not racist. I have Black friends, but then you say stupid stuff or your actions represent that you are. Racism isn't just going out and shooting somebody or killing them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that used to happen back in the day that's happened, you know, it's not just that, it's systemically, it's systemic racism. You know, it's dealing with the schools.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's everywhere.
But didn't they hadn't they started giving the people from the Holocaust, they've been giving them what was due to them?
Reparations. So California, speaking
okay, so this is California
we can't get it here.
This is what I'm trying to understand. They give it to them. What is so horrible about us that we can't have what's due to us?
And that's you're right. And I mean, it's due and it is just, but I was reading about something during coming for the show. California is starting to try to put together some kind of task force or whatever that's going to, I think it's in 2021 or something, putting something together to start giving Black people
I did hear something,
slaves reparations. And they said in the form of money or student loans, something else. I forgot exactly everything, but I was curious to know, and they said Texas, Oregon, I think, and Vermont, and a few other states are also going to join.
It's not going to happen in Texas.
Wait, hold on.
Shoot it down. I'm telling you.
Who? Wait, who did you say who gonna join?
That was
Texas.
They said Vermont.
Wait, stop right there.
It's starting in California.
I like to see that.
Look, I don't even want to hear no other state. Did you say Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
They don't even want to send stimulus checks.
Hey, They don't want to, like Judy said, they don't want to send stimulus checks. They don't want to legalize marijuana. So what makes you think they really gonna get on that bandwagon to give us anything? Wait, hold on, but trust and believe. If they do, I guarantee you they want something in return.
I know that's the other part about it. It makes
they are going to make it to where you have to pay something back. You're gonna have to pay for something.
That's
Can I
horrible.
say
Texas, baby, Texas is not a giving state. They don't give shit up. They take, but they don't give nothing.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I want to know. No, now I cut you off. Go ahead, sweetheart. Go ahead.
When Tanya say go vote, I just got a suggestion for the people that's watching us. I do believe I go vote every chance I get. But when you go vote, take your family. Don't go in there by yourself. Take your daughter, take your son, take your grandmother, take your grandpa. Take them to vote. Because the vote count. Every time it's time to vote, me and my 3 kids, we go vote together. My son don't vote by himself. My daughters don't vote by themselves. Whatever their zip code is, even though my zip code may be this, we are all 4 in one car, and we go to the zip code and we walk in that building and we vote together as a family. Because a family that's together can't no man take that apart. But a family that's divided, that's why it's the way it is, because we all too divided.
And that is as a nation as a whole. That applies to everybody as a whole.
Okay. So what I was about to say is, what would y'all say to the people who say, why do y'all believe that we owe y'all reparations? We weren't slave owners.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're living in 2020 right now. What did we do to you? Why do we owe you anything? What would y'all say?
Then why do y'all owe the Holocaust? Why are y'all paying them? If y'all don't owe nobody nothing, if you feel that you really don't owe nobody, why pay anybody at all? But here's the thing. But here's the thing. You still you done stole. So as a matter of fact, let me steal it back. You feel me? Let me steal it back. Because I'm saying y'all stole everything that they got. They did not work for. They did not build. They allowed others to do it for them without payment.
We need to explain that the past affects the future.
Of everything.
And I don't understand why they don't get that. They want to cover it up.
Girl, that's
still happening right now. So
because it makes them look very ugly. It makes them look even more evil than what they think that they are. It makes them feel that, you know what I'm saying, what they did was okay, or what their ancestors did was all right, and it should be okay. It's all done and over with. No. Bottom line, you take and they take every day. They take, no matter how it is, they take and they take and they take and they take. But as soon as I reach my arm through your window and snatch your head through your asshole, you think I'm wrong.
I say they owe us. I say they owe us because my mom and daddy told me they owe me, so I want my check.
Oh my Lord.
I ain't gotta have no history to know you owe me. My mama said, my daddy said, and my kids say that today. I can't do that because my mama didn't say it. I ain't going there because my mama didn't say it. So I done taught my kids that y'all owe them too, because we are taught that y'all took from us. So it's time for you to pay me back. Give me my money, please, and I want my daddy and my mama cut too.
All right,
Cynthia. It's my money, and I need it now.
Y'all crazy. Y'all, we only got a few minutes left. Y'all, everybody give a final word on this right here. Give a final word.
Who want to go?
Stand up for what you believe in and don't be a fool. Be a fool, but don't be a damn fool for nobody.
Mine would be, I truly believe, I know, and I need the rest of y'all to know that the whole world is black. We all African. Soon as y'all get that in y'all head, y'all understand the people.
I say we need to get out. I keep promoting voting. Because I feel like change has to start at the top. And it's really important for people to stop with the old stereotypes that nothing's working. So why do I have to go out and do whatever? Like Cynthia said, take somebody with you, take grandma down the street, or, you know, who help promote it in every community. Go around. I mean, you know, like Francis, you said, if there was a Black Panther movement, would you join? Or was that Cynthia? Whichever one of you guys said that. Everybody start being a part of something. Start being a part of something and speaking up when you see something that's not right.
Yeah.
Make it known, because that's going to start holding people accountable. You know, like you said, Mo, or your son has cameras in his car. Well, if we have to start documenting everything, that's why everybody now has a cell phone out video world, because if you start raising a question to what's going on and stuff is not being swept under the rug anymore, the more it keeps happening, the more it's put out, change will happen. You know, start somewhere.
I would say, stop judging us, stop labeling us as angry. We're not ready to be treated like humans. Is that asking too much? We all bleed the same damn color.
Amen, amen, amen.
Up every day looking at CNN, seeing our brothers and sisters slaughtered, laying on the street, and nobody gives a damn. They're fast to jump and make excuses and justify why this person's life was taken.
Not at all.
Let our young people grow up. I know you said one, but let our young people grow up. Let my grandbabies grow up. Let them grow up.
Let us stop having to teach our children the so-called rules of being able to go out and deal with the world. We shouldn't have a whole nother booklet that we put together just to teach our children how to live and survive when certain, I mean, be a part of life lessons, not that. Not come around, act a certain way. There's 10 rules that you have to follow.
Can we just breathe? Can we breathe? And can we fucking breathe?
That's it.
Yeah.
Y'all, if y'all like this video, I hope everybody that's watching just go out and share this, you know, share our message, because, you know, I know tonight was really focused on us as a culture, you know, wanting change, but it really, we're speaking for everybody. It's not Black people. I want our culture to teach other cultures, teach everybody who we are, what we stand for, our you know, it's not just not our food, and, you know, teach everything about us, who we are as people. And, you know,
Well, I was gonna say one last thing. You can't like our music.
Start standing by each other.
Oh, there you go. The other thing is, which I heard somebody say, you can't like our music, want to adapt our culture, want to dress like we do and wear your hair like we do, but you don't accept us. You accept everything about that has to do with us, but you don't accept us.
That's why I was
How about you accept our damn money? NBA players,
all the time, yes.
Celebrities, you accept our money. But you can't accept us.
At all.
We keep your families fed. We done sent them through college and everything. We look at, oh girl, we done all of that for y'all. At least let us breathe and live. That's all we ask. That's sad. We can't even have that.
And our blood, sweat, and tears built this country, not just this state, but this country. Our blood, sweat, and tears, our ancestors built this country. I know other people helped, but it started with our ancestors.
Yeah.
All right.
Seriously. Who is this? Francesca Shauna?
Girl, that's my daughter-in-law. That's my fave.
Hello.
Girl.
And Lakeisha.
Hey, Francesca.
Aww.
You know, mom-in-law sipping on that gin.
No,
I'm playing.
Foolishness. Thank everybody for watching and staying with us.
Yes, thank you. Enjoy. Good night.
All right.